Hello, my name is Andrew. Welcome to the channel. Today we are talking confidence, mainly how to build it, where to find it in times of need. So, building confidence takes a repertoire or a resume of things that you've done before, hard things that you've done before to look back on and be like, I've already done hard things. Why is this thing that I'm currently about to do any different? So, you may think that that's counterintuitive. You may think, well, then I would have needed confidence to build confidence in the first place. But I guarantee that you've done something in your past that can trigger this response where you've done something confident before. Thinking back to high school or primary school or any time in your life, there's been something that required confidence. One thing I can think of off the top of my head is when we had to do presentations in front of the class. Most of us hated it. We all hated having to stand up there, put ourselves on the line, be absolutely embarrassing in front of our friends. But we all had to do it. And you can look back on that and be like, I did that. Like, it was hard, but I survived. So breaking it down though, what is the component that makes that build confidence? Or how did we build the confidence from that? Well, what we can apply to our lives right now is building confidence through those hard things is easiest done by having things that you can't back out of. See, those presentations we had to do and we dreaded were all part of a school curriculum where we had to do it. We couldn't back out, or you wouldn't pass the grade, or it's more embarrassing not to do the thing. So we should apply that rule to our life when we're trying to build confidence. We should do things where it's really hard to back out of. I have a personal example where I traveled overseas. I was 19 years old. I bought a ticket to go to America and bought a ticket to return in about 4 months' time. So I had to go. I was going by myself. No one else, didn't know anyone. But the thing that made it hard to back out of was that there was a money commitment attached to it. I'd spent all this money, made sure the tickets weren't refundable, so that I had to go. Now, it wasn't an easy process, but it was definitely one that was formative in my life and enabled me to build that confidence. I remember the night before having to go on this trip. I was 19 years old, sitting around with my mum and my dog, and all of a sudden all this emotion just filled through me. And I think it was because like my dog had come up to me and like nudged me on the leg or something, and I'd realized that, oh my god, for 4 months I'm not going to get to pat my dog. Basically silly, but it shows that we all have fear in the first place. But having done that experience, having gone to America for 4 months solo, I came back with a wealth of experience and all this confidence that I can now look back on and be like, hey, I did all of these things, and they just stack up until your resume is at a point where you're like, yeah, I'm confident to do these new things because they're not as hard as these ones. Now, point number 2, building confidence is realizing there is little consequence for trying these new things or taking action. It is often fear that holds us back, such as the fear of rejection, the fear of embarrassment, those kind of things we're talking about when doing a presentation in front of other people, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, we need to realize that these are small consequences that often lead to good stories. We've all done these public speeches where we thought we were absolutely cringe, but I guarantee no one is thinking about those right now. I mean, obviously I've brought them up, so you might have been thinking about other people, but most likely you're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about, oh man, I was so embarrassing, but you can't think of anyone else who stuttered or had to do this thing. So it's all in our own head. So we need to take that and kind of force ourselves into situations that we know will be good for us. So what's a couple of examples that I could think of? There's probably things you can think of right now, but I don't know, taking a dance class, for instance, where you have to pay in advance and go to this dance class, or something that you have had to do by yourself, or something you think you need to do with other people, and do that by yourself. See, what worked for me is having that money attachment to it, because I couldn't back out. So the point of all this is build up those hard things that you have done so you can look back on them and compare the tasks that you're about to do with them, and realize it's not that difficult. Realize there is little consequence for trying new things, because you're the only one who really remembers. And the worst thing that happens is that you have a really good story that's embarrassing about yourself. And number 3, force yourself to do the hard things. Make it so you can't back out, and realize that you've done harder things in your life and have survived. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you find this helpful. I'll catch you on the next one.